It's a city that's, you know what I mean, controlled by frequencies that promote death.
Broadcasting from Cincinnati, Ohio, it's The Basement Show. Created and hosted by Lee Zellars. Now, on with the show.
What's up, world? What's up, YouTube? What's up, Facebook? What's up, Cincinnati? What's up, America? It's The Basement Show. A little different than what it used to be. I know you're thinking, like, where is your co-host? Where is Randolph Status, the music producer? I fired everybody. No, I'm just kidding. No, they off doing their thing. Flo, my co-host, she's down in Atlanta. She's doing her thing down in Atlanta. She's doing her comedy Status. He's doing like catering business and films and all kind of stuff. It's music. So I'm here by myself, all by my lonesome. But we're gonna still do the show because this is what keeps happening. See, I go out in the streets. I'm out in the streets sometimes. People don't realize this. Yes, Lee Zellars get out in the neighborhood and I walk around and I talk with people. And people say, I saw you on that cable show. You're that guy that be in his basement and used to be doing them shots with your guests and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, yeah, that's me. Sorry. I'm sorry if I somehow offended you with all of the shot drinking and all that stuff, because some people are alcoholics and they're trying to get over that stuff, and I'm not helping by doing things like that on the air. Are we doing shots today? No. Now I'm going to do some water. I'm going to go over here to the Boosie fridge. I'm getting water. Trying to be healthy. Yeah, I know y'all kind of disappointed. Probably like, Lee, we remember. Let me just kick that cap out the way. Don't want to trip over it. I know some of y'all thinking like, yeah, Lee, I remember the old basement show where you used to be down there with the guests and y'all was drinking the beer and y'all was doing the shots and all that stuff. I mean, that stuff is fun and it's cool. And yeah, everybody like to have a good time, but I'm trying to be more health conscious. Not to say that I won't do shots and beer on another show or another day or another time. But for tonight, I'm doing water. Refreshing. Almost lost a drop. So what's been going on in the world? So much since we did the last basement show. We got the Confederate flag issue. You got people that's upset about this flag because the governor down there said, taking it down. Just like Reagan told them over there in Berlin about the wall. Mr. Gorbachev, bring down that wall. So they bringing down the flag. And you got folks that's pissed off about that. They're like, it ain't got nothing to do with nobody. The flag ain't never hurt nobody. It's about my heritage. And I was thinking like, wow. And I was having a conversation with a friend of mine the other day, you know, and we was like out at Walmart. This Jewish friend of mine, a good friend, he's Jewish, and we in Walmart. And I pointed out something. And I was like, hey, there's a nice coffee cup, because I knew he was looking for coffee cups. The coffee cup had a swatch sticker on it. Just kidding. Walmarts don't have coffee cup with swatch stickers. But Walmart was carrying all kind of items that had the Confederate flag on it. And Walmart said, we're not carrying it no more. It's all about sensitivity, people. Don't offend people. Just like I said, my friend, which we really wasn't at Walmart, and I really don't have a Jewish friend, at least I don't think I do. But imagine if I did, and we was at Walmart, and he saw some items or whatever, or she saw some items, and they had sword stickers on them. Who wants to see that? Who wants to remember that? We know what that represents. So it's like with the Confederate flag. We know what the Confederate flag represents. At least people that look like me do. It's not part of my heritage. It is, but it's part of a bad one where we was like dangling from a tree like this. Oh. All right, oh man, we got so much going on. Entertainment news. Been a while since I've done the show. Like I said, I don't have my crew with me no more. They doing their own thing. I'm down here by myself in the basement. Entertainment news. Mr. Olympic, 7 gold medal winner, Caitlyn Jenner. Here's the deal. He said it at the time, he always felt like a woman inside. So now he's like, the woman is coming out, full bloom. I don't know, see, here's my thinking. Back when Bruce was like a track star and he was fit, he had the body, yeah. Maybe that's when you should have came out with the whole woman thing, because now you're like pushing 60. That don't look quite, it's not too attractive. I mean, not that I'm attracted to cross-dressers or anything. I mean, hey, whatever you like. That's your thing. But I'm just saying, I think he waited a little late on it. I think he should have got that ball going a long time ago. But anyway, I'm not going to keep myself in front of this camera too much longer without bringing on my guest. I just wanted to let you know, hey, we're back. I'm doing the Basement Show again. So people that's out there keep saying, where's the Basement Show, Lee? When are you going to do the Basement Show again? I'm doing it. Doing it by myself. Sometimes you just got to do things like this. Sometimes you got to just make a decision and stand alone and do what you feel is right. I miss my crew though. Flo's so amazing. How you doing, Flo? Hope you're killing them down there in Atlanta. Status, hope you're doing your thing. Hey, maybe I'll have you on as guest one day. Come on, bring on your catering food thing and talk about all that stuff you're doing. But anyway, I've rambled on long enough. We'll be back in a minute, and I'll have my guest, evangelist Michelle Bless. Stay tuned. Be right back with the Basement Show. Hey, welcome back. Like I said, I'm trying to do this whole Basement Show thing again. Kind of solo-like. Because sometimes, it's like, if I want to do the show, and if it's, say, 2 o'clock in the morning, I might have that urge, want to do the show. But can't get people to come over at 2 o'clock in the morning. So this way, hey, I can do the show when I feel like doing it and when I want to do it. I got this little thing I want to do before I bring up my guest. A lot of you are on Facebook. Here's the thing with Facebook. I'm kind of getting tired of a lot of the Facebook bullshit. It's just so much bullshit on Facebook. It's like the most sickest, crazy, hellish soap opera there is. And I'm getting to where now, because I do film, I do all this kind of stuff. I'm doing this. I get to where now, what I do, I just go on Facebook and I look at the top part and see how many messages I got and how many comments I got. I'm sorry, but that's what I do. Because you know why? It's a lot of the other stuff, I can't read it. Now, certain friends of mine who I kind of want to keep up with them, I'll go directly to their page to see what they're talking about because they're not talking all of the googly gop, Google, crazy nonsense that's going on Facebook. Some of you need a life. Really. You need a life bad because based on some of the stuff that I'm seeing and some of the hate and some of the racist shit, geez, tone it down. Do something. I don't know. Go smoke a joint. Drink a bottle of wine. Just cool it. But anyway, speaking of Facebook, I thought I would go online here right quick. Because something that I'm always amazed about is some of the comments and some of the stuff that I think is important, that we need to like. Here's one. Tragedy. Wow. Man, his pit bull got ran over by a truck? A tractor trailer? Wow. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, wow, man. Horrible. His wife left him with his sister? Jeez. He must be feeling terrible. Let's see what else going on. Oh my God. Oh wow. Didn't know that she died. Wow. Wow. See, everybody's praying. Prayers going up. Send up a second one, just in case that first one get lost in the clouds out there. Oh no. See, this is, you gotta be careful. Cats sometimes, they're not like dogs. They're not always that smart. And, so you can call a dog and a dog come right to you. Whatever. She lives on the 10th floor. Left the window open from what I'm seeing. And out there on the, I guess the tree or whatever, cat saw a bird, tried to leap and leaped to his death and fell to the street. And a car ran over and smashed the cat she said she had for 5 years. How horrible. Oh, this is the last one. Let's just go through this. Yeah, oh man. See, dumb stuff like that. Oh wow. This guy's saying that his brother basically somebody broke in his brother's house. He found out who the guy was. Went up to the guy's house, I guess, to get his stuff back. The guy didn't want to give the stuff back, so he did an OJ on him. He pulled out a gun, but he shot the guy. Now he's like doing life. He's gonna be doing life in prison. How horrible! Like, that's our last one. We'll pick this up at another time. But let me get this one more here. Oh boy! Oh, that's so terrible. Grandma died. Oh, how horrible! Prayers are going up. Gonna set up a second one for Grandma. Grandma, that one going up. Okay, so like I said, we got my guest here. We got evangelist Michelle Bless. She's gonna be coming down the steps in a second on the Basement Show. Tune in. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. So we're back, Cincinnati. YouTube, Facebook, MySpace. Is MySpace still active? Do anybody still do MySpace? I'm pretty sure it's still out there. But anyway, we're back. If you are tuning in from MySpace, wherever MySpace may be out there in the universe, glad you're tuning in. But like I said, we're back, Basement Show, and I'd like to bring on my guest, evangelist Michelle Bless. Welcome to the Basement Show. Been a minute. So, how have you been?
I've been wonderful. I actually graduated from ministry school, so tomorrow I will be ordained and licensed as a minister. Okay.
Now see, I knew I was having you on the show, and I knew I was doing the Basement Show, and I was doing kind of the old Basement Show type thing, and I was like, you gotta be nice, you know. You got an evangelist here, gotta be respectful. So I'm working on being respectful. So you're graduating. So how's that process? How did that work? Where you is it?
Well, you know, I've been a member of Christ Emmanuel for over 17 years. And I've been in school actually since 2008, just taking different biblical classes, different courses from one year after another.
Okay.
Preparation. I've been, you know what, an evangelist. I just go out into the streets.
Right.
And I do prison ministry, and I go to the soup kitchens, and
Right.
homeless shelters and
Right.
stuff like that. But this is like a promotion.
Okay.
From evangelist to minister.
Okay.
And being licensed, which would mean that I will be able to teach.
Okay.
You know, I can teach different classes
Okay.
about, you know, about the Bible,
Right.
about the Lord, and actually preach.
Okay.
But I'm not a preacher.
Okay.
My calling does not mean I'm going to go get me a church.
Okay. Yeah, because you know they be worried
I'm
about
not-
that.
no, that's
like,
not-
so, you know, they like those
no, no.
preachers get those churches,
No,
and they start
that's-
passing that tray around, start getting
No.
that money, and then
No, that's not my calling.
Okay.
My calling is to continue what I'm doing, just to be licensed as doing it, and an advancement of teaching more,
Okay.
and allow me to travel more with people from different venues, different churches. They can actually bring me in
right.
to teach classes.
Well, and it's obviously, I mean, I know there's some people out there because I have friends that are atheists, and I know you're not tuning in right now because you don't believe, so you probably just switched the channel and went to Netflix or something. But for those who do believe, we realize that we are living in such times where we need people out there to talk to those who are in trouble places in their life and need inspiration because we're in a bad space.
Well, you know, I'm in demand, not trying to put myself up there, but because I'm unorthodox, people say that, you know, when they go on my site or when they go to YouTube and read about me as being a devil worshiper, a witch, and an atheist, you know, for 40 years and now 17 years serving Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior. So, you know, I'm a triple threat to the kingdom of hell. You know, when I wake up every morning, the walls of hell scream. Shells await on it. We gotta hide. You know, if she see us, she gonna send us back. Because they know I'm not afraid.
Yeah, but they need to be sent back because
yeah.
it's so much chaos. I mean, there's so much chaos in the world.
It's a lot.
This is like I was talking about in the monologue about sensitivity. We're just like have become a race, not just black race, just a human race of insensitivity to others. The whole thing with the Confederate flag, you know, it's like some people saying, well, that's part of my heritage. But it's like I was trying to say in the monologue, if you go to Germany, there's in no front of no state house is a Nazi flag hanging.
Absolutely.
Because they realized that was the past.
Right.
It was a horrible past. We don't want necessarily symbols, showing that. So we're trying to move on. So
I think the saddest thing that really hit Cincinnati was just recently when the police officer,
a little music in the background.
police officer, Sonny Kim was killed.
Yes.
And I personally, I want to say out there for everyone to know that I was taught under him. He taught me some of my skills in the martial arts.
Okay.
And he was a very, very, very humble, nice guy. And it's a tragedy on both sides.
Right.
We're looking at the young man who took his life because he didn't want to live no more. And I tell people, and people say, isn't that crazy? He gonna send someone over there, call the police and lie and say there's a man here with a gun or something and set that man up. Well, see, he's a young man that was crying out for help.
Right.
He was a young man that was crying out for help. And it's a tragedy that he took that police officer. But I look at it to be a tragedy on both sides. And we need to reach our young men.
Because
it's too much violence.
It's a lot of violence, and
it's too
Satan
much,
is like
getting
busy.
The devil's at work.
Right.
So my thing is, instead of my so-called, and I'm only going to say some of my so-called body of Christ members of the church, stop just sitting up there in the church talking about how many cars you got, how many houses you got, how many furs you got, how much money you got in the bank. What you doing? Right. Be a doer of God's word. Get out there. Get to the streets. Stop. Don't be afraid. Talk to these young men. Go out there and hug somebody. Ask them how their day are.
And I believe that's what the problem is with a lot of them, is that they're more concerned about what they're getting from their church and what they're getting in, like the cars and the clothes. Like we had that series that was on cable one time about, what was it called? The Preachers of LA or something?
Preachers of LA, Preachers of Detroit.
Right. And it's kind of like, if your whole concern is about your wealth and how you looking, and what about the people out there, the flock? What happened to the flock?
Yeah.
And I like this, what the fact that you're talking about being an evangelist and going out there and being able to just minister to people.
And God left the two-edged sword in me. Slice and dice, it won't be nice. I'm not about what you like and what you don't like.
Right.
It's about saving the soul. And you mentioned the Preachers of LA, but let me mention the Preachers of Detroit. Now, they had 6 preachers.
Okay.
5 of those preachers, they showed their houses, mansions, cars, furs, clothes, jewelry, diamonds. But they were talking about this one preacher. They were down him because they say he's unorthodox. He just talked too much. But he never showed his house. And the first thing he said is, y'all talk, God. But I don't never see y'all out in the streets when I'm over here on such and such street serving the homeless, feeding them some soup and some, feeding them and stuff. This is what I'm talking about. You show them what God has gave you. Don't get me wrong. The Jesus I serve is not broke. He's going to take care of us. But he does this in order for us to help other people.
Right.
So if you keep sitting on it, you're going to be exposed.
Now,
are we here to expose? Because I love exposing.
Sometimes we have to expose things. There's a lot of stuff out there. There's a lot of nonsense stuff out there.
Yeah.
Social media, and it's just, oh my God.
Yes.
Now, I'm going to go back for a minute. So are you from Cincinnati? I don't think you.
Yeah, I'm originally from Cincinnati, Ohio.
Okay.
I grew up in Madisonville and Walnut Hills.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, because I had you on this show, another show that we did, Basement Show After Dark. It was a little bit different. This is the Basement Show, Basement Show. Not the Basement Show when I had all my people here, but it's still that kind of basement show. It's still entertainment. And it's still educational, because we're trying to school some people here. How did you get to this point? How did you get to? Because I'm a believer in God. I believe in the Son, Jesus Christ died for my sins. I believe that, and I'm still working. I'm a work in progress. I tied my boss. But how did you get to that point where you said, this is what I want to do? I want to minister to people. I want to help possibly save some lives out here. How did you?
Well, you know what? As I got to know who the Lord is now, being where I'm at now, He taught me that if you look back in your childhood or your younger, you kind of like know what you're going to want and do, because you'll do it in your youth. For a perfect example, during the time when I was abused and everything, and I would go outside, and there used to be elderly people that used to live in the neighborhood, so I would go and knock on their doors and ask them, do they need any help, or do they need, do they want company? I was always wanting to help other people.
Right.
So I had that back then in my youth.
Okay.
So as I got older, and still, even in the midst of pain,
Okay.
because believe me now, I tell people, don't think when you decide to accept Jesus as your Lord and Savior that everything's going to be peaches and cream. It's not. It's going to take work. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that doesn't mean that you won't be attacked. That doesn't mean that you're going to have bad times. But the thing is, no matter what, in the good or the bad, stand still and know that He is God. You know what I'm saying? Getting back to that, when I got older, the more that the pain was, or dealing with the pain, and I go out and I'm always wanting to talk to someone, or give them a helping hand, or give them a coat if it's cold, or give them something to eat if they're hungry, or find some resources. I'm the type of person, if someone's out there, they're homeless, they have no place to sleep, they're sleeping on a park bench, I don't leave them there. I'm going to find me some resources. I'm going to take them with me. We're going to go eat. We're going to go hang out until I call these resources and find you a place to stay, or at least overnight. So it's like, that had always been my passion, to help in need. And then now that I'm healed from all the tragedy and the trauma that I had, and the horrifics of it that I have endured, that still stays. That's still there. That's how I know. Okay. Yeah.
Some heavy stuff. That's what we're about here, is to help educate and help some people out there. Help you be able to help yourself. We're going to take a little break. We'll be back in a minute with Evangelist Michelle Bless. Stay tuned. Don't go nowhere. I know some of you people out there, there they go with that God stuff. You want to turn the show. Tune in. You might change your whole thinking. Just stay with us. Stay put. We'll be right back.
A mother's greatest fear is to bury her child. When her child leaves for the day, she prays that her child will return by the night.
Hello, I'm Carmen Love with ZBM News. Local news, 10-year veteran police officer Timothy Wayne.
Good evening.
Hello.
Okay, you made an improper turn back there. I'm going to have to see your license and your proof of insurance, please.
I'm gonna be here with you every step of
the way. Goodbye, my friend. A good time.
Officer Wayne.
Parents fear the night.
Miss Carpenter, did you just get that warm sensation? And can't you just smell Eric's scent?
Oh my God. Yes. What was that?
It wasn't God.
It was me.
The night fears nothing.
See, we have to take care of our families. Whatever it takes.
Katrina Bronca. After tonight, you'll never hear it mentioned again.
So we're back. See, I'm feeling it right now. I'm feeling it through the power of the camera, through YouTube, through Facebook, that we just changed some people out there. There were some atheists out there who's been touched by the evangelist sitting here, who probably was thinking like, you know what? If she was like an atheist like me, and you got some stuff going on that you kind of feeling something that make you kind of like lean that other way, go ahead, just lean over. It won't hurt. It won't hurt at all. Now, here, you talked about with your dad and the stuff that he done, and you had to reach a point where you had to forgive him. I've always had this problem because I read the Bible. I know some of you don't believe it, but I have, and I know God speaks of forgiveness. Now, for me, some reason I think there's a part in there that's been edited. Because what I can't understand is this. Just like what happened recently, where they went into church, the guy, whole, Confederate flag dude, it was all his fault, that's why the flag is down. Well, anyway, he goes into this church, and he kills 9 people. And they bring out some of the family members, and some of the family members get right in front of the camera, and they're like, you know what? I forgive him. Here's me. This is me. If you came in my house, I had my wallet laying out, or I had a watch laying out, and you stole it, and you went and pawned it, and you came back and said, yo, Lee, when I was over your house the other day, you left your wallet out, went in there, I took like 20 out, or I took your watch, and I pawned it. I'm sorry. Would you forgive me for that? I can say, yeah, I can forgive you for that. If, for some reason, you showed up at my house, and you was like, yo, Lee, I know your daughter moved out. I don't know if you talked to her in the past couple of days. You probably haven't, because I happened to see her at a bus stop, and for some reason, something just got inside of me, and I took her somewhere, and I did some real horrible stuff to her. You're never going to see her again. But I'm asking you, because I know I'm probably going to go to jail for this, but I'm coming to you now because I want to forgive you for it. Well, chances are you're not going to make it away from me at this point. You're not going to get out of my presence, because I'm going to do something very heinous to you. See, that's my whole thing with this forget. I cannot, for the life of me, understand how can those families forgive that guy, that man, that piece of crap, basically, for killing their loved ones like that.
I had to relate to the fact when, from the age of 9 to 15 years old, 16, before I went to the military, me and my 2 brothers had plotted to kill my father. We had planned to murder him. That's how much hatred was in me.
Okay.
See, I want to explain that first, that, my father was like Hitler. No heart, and he was cold and cruel. He physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually broke my mother and my brothers and sisters down and had fear in us. He beat us in every imaginable way. And the show ain't long enough for me to go into details. But I'm saying all that to say, I hated him. Me and my brothers was going to kill him. And my mother, I talked to her into signing me to go into the military. I went into the military at 16. That wasn't nothing but God operating then in my life, and I didn't know it. So mind you, I was a full-blown atheist at that time. I hated my dad. I wanted to kill him. I still hated him when I got saved, because I never dealt with my pain. I never dealt with what I went through. And then the more I got closer with God, the more that he started taking off layers of everything that I had buried and held on for years. And once he did that, and then he brought to my attention, you have to forgive your father. And I said, I don't want to do that, Jesus. He was mean, Jesus. You was there. You know what he did. And Jesus said to me, but I forgave you. See, if you want Jesus to forgive you, which he will, but how can you ask Jesus to forgive you when you won't forgive other people?
Yeah, and see that, and it always comes back to that.
I know he's gonna say that. I got something for you. Go ahead.
It always comes back to that, and that's the challenging part, because it's like God, if like that person would have just like stole my wallet, maybe stole my car, or just told me a lot. But like a heinous crime like that is like.
Let me answer that for you. See, the more you read God's word, the more you get more intimate with him and you understand his word. See, God said, let vengeance be mine.
Right.
So it's like, do you trust me?
Right.
So God would say, when it came to my dad, he said, do you trust me? He said, let vengeance be mine. Everything you suffered, you didn't suffer in vain. And
Okay.
and that's how that works. So to give example to the people that, that lost their relatives. This man, see, first of all, again, I had to give this sermon, and the Lord told me to look when they showed him in detail. And I didn't, that young man, I saw the devil himself in this young man. The devil himself that took over. Any door open, any portal that the kingdom of hell can come into, they come in.
Right.
So if you're a Christian and you got a relationship with God, you already know that the devil had his hand in that. You can see it.
Right.
The devil walked in the church doing Bible study. The
Right.
devil walked into the church in the house of God. Watch this. Now, I don't know if you know that. Now, this is what I heard. The devil sat there in the church for a little bit. Then he looked at the pastor and told the pastor, I need you to pray for me. The pastor took him in the office. pastor prayed with this man. This is what I heard, okay? The pastor prayed with this young man for an hour. And after he got done praying with him, the young man killed him. He was the first one he killed. He come out and he killed 8 more. He left that 10th woman, which was a woman. He left her alive. He said, "I leave you alive to tell the story." And they interviewed her, and that's why I heard that.
Right.
She said that her pastor took that young man in the office for an hour. They still had Bible study.
Wow.
They heard, bam.
Wow.
And when they to react, he already ran out and started shooting.
Wow. Now, see, that's, now you done gave me a different perspective about this, because I believe in payback and I believe in revenge. So it's kind of like, the thing is like being able to forgive and like letting God take over, is if like, I'll take care of this punishment for you. I'll take care of the revenge for you. That's kind of like where we're going.
Yeah, I immediately prayed for the young man and for the family. See, here's the good news, and I want to say this. Here's the good news. Even though the devil walked in the church of the house of the Lord, those 9 people were saved. And I'm rejoicing. Why? Because I can wake up every morning saying, "Thank you, Jesus. They are in the bosoms of your arms and not burning in hell with the devil." So I pray for the family of the 9 people, because I know they're in mourning and they miss their family. But see, the ones who are not saved is not going to, I don't even want to say that. The ones who don't understand and they want to, how could you forgive this young man? I would kill him. If I didn't have God in me, believe me, he would have been dead. And I'm a bystander, because what he did was not real. But because I have a relationship with him, with God, that young man didn't know what he was doing.
Right.
He was crying out for help when. Oh,
Right,
wait a minute.
but I was
It's
thinking about
one
that
more
when you said
thing that I need to say. He was crying out for help because when he walked into church, before he started talking, he was sitting with them while they were doing Bible study.
Right.
He kept saying, "I need to go. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this."
His side fighting against the devil's
Come on,
side. That's
right there.
Right.
Because the lady said, he kept saying, "I don't want to do this. Maybe I need to leave. I don't want to do this." He was fighting against the devil at that time.
Wow.
They didn't pick up on it. And then he asked the pastor to pray for him.
That's deep.
This is such a tragedy. Believe me.
Yeah.
To how this man walked in this church and killed these people. But I'm speaking of anybody that are out there. Just keep the family in prayer for the Lord to ask them to keep to comfort them.
Yeah.
And now the family said, they got some family members that said, "I want to hurt him. I want to kill him." That's not going to bring your family back.
No. And that's probably my mindset, because I've been in that mindset.
You would be bitter.
Yeah. I mean, I honestly, I don't know. It's like, I don't think I would have been a person that's like, as if like it would have been something that would have just always, I don't think that it would have been something that would have been always on my mind. I mean, I would remember it, but I don't know why I just feel like it would have been some satisfaction, because it's like, you killed my family, I killed you, now you're not around no more. But with something that you said, it kind of made me think about, that's where the faith and the belief comes in. Because if you forgive and somebody done something wrong to you, even if it ain't necessarily murder, just somebody done something to you, if they're not sincere about when they come to you and say, "Forgive me for what I've done," or whatever, God knows that they're not.
Exactly.
And if by you turning it over to him, he'll take the approach where this person, when they came to you, asked for forgiveness, they wasn't serious. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna deal with that.
See, God tests us.
That's he's like the enforcer.
People say, "No, he don't." Oh, yes, he does. Oh, he'll test you. God said, "Let me be your avenger." Don't you know that when God told me to everything that I endure, I had to leave that situation with him when it comes to my dad? He said, "Give it to me. Give me your pain," and I did. Don't you know when God tell you to go and ask someone to forgive them, even if you ain't do wrong, because they got it out against you, they're upset. God want to see if you're going to be obedient. And if they don't receive you, you done did your part. See, you done did your part. Give the rest to God and watch God. Oh, honey, he will make your enemies, he will make your enemies your footstool. God will avenge anyone who causes you harm.
It's a message out there, people. So the message is, sending your kid to school, they're being bullied, coming home, beat up all the time, and you want to go out there and you want to do something to that little kid yourself, don't do it. One reason why you might end up in jail, because adults are not allowed to, hit on children. But lessons here, wisdom here. That's what this show is about today. Now, before we get out of here, do you have anything you got coming up, or I know you got a book out? How can they find out what you got going on? Where can they find you at? What's all the 411 stuff?
I'm gonna make it real simple. Go to YouTube, go in the search bar, type in Michelle Bless Out of Darkness, and I have 2 videos in my first interview from Lee Zellars. And I will be graduating and being ordained and licensed as a minister tomorrow at 5 p.m. at Christ Emmanuel Christian Fellowship at 2423 May Street. And if you need to reach me, I can be reached at Out of the Darkness Ministries at yahoo.com or Michelle Bless at ymail.com. Feel free to email me anytime.
Cool. Well, y'all got the info. Check her out. You might need some help. Reach out to her. Another interview that yours truly did with her. Because some of you out there, you probably need help. Reach out to her. There's nothing wrong with that. It's okay. We all have problems. We all sometimes need a little help. I am your host, Lee Zellars of The Basement Show. Just right, The Basement Show has returned. We're back. Keep checking us out. Facebook, YouTube, MySpace if you're out there somewhere wandering around. We're not on there, though. But had a great time. Thank you, Michelle, for stopping by.
Thank you.
Tune in to the next Basement Show. Check us out. Basement Show. We out of here.